Welcome into video number 7 of my Embrace the Boom video series. My name is Bill Jordan. Thanks for being along. If you've been following along, thanks for coming back. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. And always, I appreciate any comments you have to make under the video. This is number 7 of my 15 practices to help me lead a better life, even though I am a baby boomer, a recent turning 65 years old, a Leo born in July. Here I am. And for my fellow baby boomers, I believe that we can get better. I think there is more to life in maybe you're still working actively, full-time. Maybe you're semi-retired like I am, although this Embrace the Boom is picking up some steam, and I'm very excited about that. Maybe you're fully retired. Maybe you're watching this on your yacht in the Mediterranean. The internet is everywhere, they tell me. My point is, I just don't want us to live our lives just running out the clock. So, maybe we're stuck in our thinking. I have been guilty of that. And so I've put this together in hopes of maybe kickstarting you or giving you some new ways to think, as I have come about doing, some new ways to think. And it's helped me tremendously. So follow along. This is practice number 7 tonight, entitled Prioritize and Execute. Prioritize and execute. And for the last couple of days in thinking about making this video, I've been focused on the execute part, the action part, the doing it part. And in talking about that with my wife, Mary Ann, today, she set me straight in a different perspective. And I like different perspectives. She said, for me, it's harder for me to prioritize than it is to execute. Once I prioritize, I've got no problem doing the execution. It's coming up with what's important. And I think, she's right. I've been saying that for about 40 years now. My wife is right. The priorities, making the priorities. I don't have time. I just don't have time. I wish I had time. We need to make time. We need to find time to get together. The next time you say that, I just don't have time, rephrase it so that you say, it's just not a priority. Hey, getting together, you guys, dinner this weekend, it's just not a priority. Now, that's not always the case, certainly, but many times it is. Hey, if we want to do something, we find a way. If we don't want to do it, we find an excuse. Is that not the case? Now, sometimes priorities are very crystal clear. Here's an example. 3 things on a list that you've got to prioritize. You've got a credit card payment that's due tomorrow. You've got a car that needs to be inspected by next month. And you've got a gas fire on the oven. I think I can figure that one out pretty quickly. Well, the gas fire just might take priority on that. The setting of the priorities is not easy. And it is a personal thing. I'm not here to tell you what your priorities should be. But for me, myself, if I say that my priorities are faith, family, friends, okay? And if I say for me personally, I see myself in a metaphor, kind of metaphorically speaking, as a 4-legged chair or table, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. Am I taking care of each of those so that I don't end up with a chair that's all wobbly or a table that's all wobbly? I say those are my priorities. Am I spending time tending to those priorities? Guilty of not having done so. What are your priorities? I'll wait. Now, you think about that on your own time. Do they line up with your actions? When the actions and the words aren't in sync, I always go with someone's actions. Action speaks louder than words, right? Action speaks louder than words. Henry David Thoreau, this guy from back in the old days, wrote, "It's not enough to be busy. The question is, what are we busy about?" I'm of the inclination, through observation for the past number of years, that as a society, we have got to stop, in my opinion, stop the glorification of busy. I have seen people fill up their schedules like every moment of every day is filled with something, to the point that you are missing out on friends and family. And everybody says relationships are number one. Well, most people do. I shouldn't say everyone. I can't speak for everyone. But are you making time for your friends? Are you making time for your family? Are you making time for the relationships that you say are important? Prioritize and execute. If you say it's important to you, don't make the time. You can't make time, right? You can't find time. We all have the same amount. You have to prioritize time. Keep in mind, I'm talking to me, and you're just getting the little speech that I'm telling myself. Prioritize and execute. Again, simple idea, can be tough. Just give it some thought and let me know what you think. Click like if you've liked this, comment below, share if you think someone else might benefit from it. And in the meantime, until we meet again tomorrow night, live your life, forget your age, and embrace the boom. Check you tomorrow. Have a great night, y'all.